So if you notice in my recent content, I've been traveling around the United States, different places, and visiting them and taking plenty of pictures and using these pictures as the visuals for my content. The United States is a beautiful country, and I feel like that it's running out of time. And so I want to see as much of it as I possibly can before that time comes. I'm what you would call a dystopian, meaning that I believe that the free and great United States is on a time limit and change is near. A lot closer than people would like to think. I believe that there is a shadow government at work, and their goal is to bring the world under control of a totalitarian society, a new world order. For years, ideas like this have been considered nothing more than conspiracy theories, but the elite group of individuals or beasts are very close to making this a reality. In fact, the phase to bring the world's population to a point of easier control has already begun. Mass genocide. And it's already started in Israel. Make no mistake, it's coming to Americans' doorstep. And secret societies and American media have been playing in our face about this for decades. In fact, probably the better part of a century. Oh, and by the way, this future has also been prophesied biblically. Besides sharing my testimony on social media, which I've already been doing, I also want to start a mini-series pinpointing how secret societies in America and the entertainment industry have been playing about this in our face for decades. Basically revealing real truth right in our faces and then writing off anybody who speaks out about it as conspiracy theorists or crazy. In these videos, I'm going to spotlight events or media where this takes place, or share with you people and or their stories who have spoken out about this kind of thing in the past and were silenced. I mean, honestly, at this point, it should be blatantly obvious to Americans, yet so many still act oblivious to this thing. In this particular video, I'm going to be covering the Georgia Guidestones and the murals and art at DIA, and how they were both destroyed, and why I think that is.
For decades, massive granite slabs towered over a Georgia field, part astrological calendar, part doomsday instruction guide. But today, the mystifying monument, a pile of rubble. Georgia investigators releasing video of someone blowing up one of the massive 42,000-pound granite stones.
The Georgia Guidestones were put up in 1980, commissioned by a man who wanted to remain anonymous and go by the name of R.C. Christian. They were destroyed in June of 2022.
The Guidestones were commissioned by a stranger in the late 70s with what appeared to be cryptic messages for society after an apocalyptic event, calling for things like keeping the population under 500 million, uniting humanity under a new language, and guiding reproduction through fitness and diversity.
I first read about the Georgia Guidestones and I believe it was 2002. I mean, I was beside myself, honestly. Everything about this thing screams elitist playing in our face about the New World Order agenda.
2 weeks ago, it was a kooky roadside attraction. Someone felt like they could change our community with dynamite. It's an attack on everybody that believes in free speech.
Interesting choice of words by Mayor Graves. It's almost like the destroying of the Guidestones were symbolic, because freedom of speech is a dying freedom in this illusion of the land of the free. Just ask any of the content creators who have been muzzled or their accounts banned on any of the social media platforms for voicing their opinions on certain sensitive topics.
The panel's mentions of eugenics, population control, and global government fueled conspiracies. Recently, the Guidestones had become the target of far-right political campaigns.
People view the Guidestones as being satanic and as being evil, that there could possibly be somebody out there who would have been willing to take matters into their own hands.
Georgia's Bureau of Investigations now releasing surveillance clips, asking the public for help in identifying the bomber, while the mayor says there is a chance the Guidestones could stand again.
If there's one thing we know how to do, it's put up a monument.
Gotti Schwartz, NBC News.
There's one thing we know how to do, it's put up a monument.
The mayor's openly admitting it right here. But he's right, though. That's one thing that the elites love to do. Put up monuments all over the country, playing in our face. There have been no arrests and very little progress in the investigation of the bombing of the Georgia Guidestones. The curious thing about this is when I first read about the Georgia Guidestones in 2002, it was on a conspiracy theorist forum online. And the big deal that everybody was making on that forum was how if you go and vandalize the stones, that it would be cleaned up right away and that anybody who tried would be prosecuted quickly.
Supposedly, it went over $2 billion while building this airport. Is that true?
I don't know that.
Okay.
I know it was way over $2 billion.
So it went over budget.
It went way over budget.
The following are facts. Construction of the airport fell 16 months behind schedule and went $2 billion over budget with a final cost of $4.8 billion. Here are some of the theories. In the Denver airport, there is supposedly an underground facility meant to act as an emergency bunker for the global elite, made up of billionaires, world leaders, politicians, and celebrities. Another theory suggests that there is a vast underground network of New World Order command bunkers. And another theory suggests that there is a FEMA concentration camp for future use. When you enter the Denver airport, there's a horse statue officially titled Mustang, but nicknamed Lucifer, and is thought to be cursed. One conspiracy about the horse statue is that it represents the fourth horseman of the apocalypse, which represents death, spoken about in the biblical book of Revelations. Its eyes glow red, a weird fiery red in the middle of the night. The horse statue actually fell on its sculptor, killing him by severing one of his arteries. We made it to the Denver International Airport dedication stone. If you look closely, you can see that they have the Freemason logo, clear and proud. This mural is titled In Peace and Harmony with Nature and is supposed to address the destruction of the environment. This mural is titled Children of the World Dream of Peace and is supposed to represent the wish to get rid of violence in society.
Just seeing the couple murals that are here in Denver, there's 4 in this airport, the 2 that are on that side and the 2 that are behind me. They're pretty much showing kind of like different ways of how the Illuminati affects life in every way.
The Denver Office of Cultural Affairs has publicly outlined the process of choosing artwork for the airport. A project selection panel made up of community members and artists is appointed to choose the artwork, but it must be approved by several government committees and the mayor before being commissioned.
If you ever been to DIA Airport, then it's blatantly obvious that the art that they put into place there was carefully considered. There are so many conspiracy theories surrounding the DIA airport, it's crazy. But I think the craziest thing about it is the fact that they spent so much money for an international airport in Denver, making it the largest international airport in the country and the second largest international airport in the world, despite Denver only being the 19th largest city in the country by population and the 58th largest city in the country by square mileage. And with Denver already having a functioning airport closer to the city. And although the artist of the murals tried to mask the meaning of his paintings to mean something benevolent and peaceful, if you ever look at the art, it really tells the story for itself, with many World War II concentration camp references.
We have a letter from a child who died in Auschwitz in the Denver airport. So I don't understand the connection between me trying to catch my flight and having to run into this. If you look closely at this image of the dedication stone in the Denver airport, you will see it says New World Airport Commission. The New World Order is thought to be a small group of powerful people secretly working together throughout history towards an all-powerful global government.
In 2022, DIA tore down all the artwork inside of the airport to make way for their new $1.3 billion remodeling project, which is insane considering they were already $2 billion over budget building the airport in the first place. The year 2022 was also the year that the Georgia Guidestones were blown up, which to date they haven't made any arrests in the investigation on a site that is under heavy surveillance and was known to rarely let people get away with vandalism of the Georgia Guidestones prior to the explosion. 2022, 2 + 0 + 2 + 2 = 6. They love playing in our face. I don't believe in coincidences. Do you? The New World Order or the beast system is prophesied. It's going to happen one way or the other. The answer is to repent or face tribulation.